Hi everybody. I don't know who needs to hear this, but God is with you. God is with you. God is with you. There are some people who I think need to hear this message. People who are suffering, people who are depressed, people who are at the lowest of lows, people who are feeling and hurting so greatly that it can't even come out through words. Like your own body is rejecting the intensity of what you're feeling. This is all coming up because it's an opportunity, it's a time where the light of God's love can reach. You are feeling cracked, you're feeling broken, you're feeling more disillusioned, you're feeling vulnerable, you're feeling all these things, and you feel alone, you feel like nobody understands, you feel helpless, you feel a lack of energy, you're feeling really low. And not that that's a bad thing or a thing to be ashamed about or a thing that qualifies you as lesser than anybody just because you feel down. But I just woke up with this message in my heart that's like, it's even hard for me to put into words, but the quality, the way that you're feeling right now, I love you, God loves you, you are so loved and you are so perfect. You're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. You're human. You've endured things that most people might never understand. And the biology of your body and the tapestry of your mind and your ego was designed to make you feel the way you're feeling. And I want to try to do this explanation justice. We humans do not experience the pain that we experience in vain. It all comes from someplace. Okay? So let's just establish that so that we can validate ourselves and recognize that when we are struggling with look at yourself, look at the thoughts that are in your mind, look at the feelings you're feeling, look at the way that you physically feel, the way that you emotionally feel, and understand, hear it from me, know that even if I could never understand why you are the way you are, why you feel the way you feel, you're still valid for feeling how you feel. You're still valid for, your fears are valid, your emotions are valid. And I'm not saying this in a way to sort of enable, the stronghold that that negative beliefs can grow to have on you in the midst of your vulnerability. I'm not at all trying to advocate for that. But I do want you to feel seen. I do want you to feel understood. And I want you to know that the suffering you're experiencing, it's coming from someplace. And I genuinely believe it's coming from a place of love. Like, and what I mean by this, what I'm talking about specifically, the way that you naturally feel, the way that you naturally are, it might not serve you right now. How do I put this into words? This is so hard to put into words. And I feel like I'm going to say the wrong thing. And I might. That's okay. I'll figure out how to say what I want to say in time. But, you know, a lot of the time we feel pain and suffering because it's a protection mechanism. A lot of the time, beneath the repeating thoughts and beliefs that we grow to become attached to and to identify with, in other words, some from my brain that I know are not exclusive to me. Like, I prefer being alone. I need to be alone. Like, I've become more attached to that belief, that idea lately, because I'm healing. I need to be alone more than I do when I'm at a healthy baseline, because I'm going through a lot of health issues and healing, and it's all releasing. And some days I wake up and I am just aware of this extreme heaviness, and my dreams lately have been some of the darkest dreams that I've ever had. Like, I don't even want to describe them. But I'm speaking from that place because I'm connected to the love of God through this pain. And so I just wanted to share this message with anyone who's also suffering and needed some light and needed some love and some validation and some company. Another thing is that many people are not equipped to show love the way that God is able to show love to you. Many people don't know the nuance, the intricacy, the delicacy of what it truly means for you as an individual, to feel loved in the midst of your dark night of the soul. Many people don't know. It doesn't mean they don't love you and they don't care, but love and care are a couple of those words in the English language that have a million different definitions. And I think that on one hand, they can be defined as pure emotions, pure feelings, and most people feel them, right? And then on another hand, they can be defined as actions. You learn to love, you learn to care, you learn intimately to see into the person that you love and feel for and care about. You learn their work, you learn them, you learn their preferences, you learn their depths, you learn their insecurities. And learning is an ongoing process. Learning these things doesn't mean you see them once and then that's all you need to know, because all of those things change. People change. People do change. People fluctuate, And so learning with the intent to love someone means to pay attention and to listen and to be present, truly. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. And a lot of people are well-intending, but a lot of people don't even realize that they look at you and they have this idea, they have this automatic response about who you are, what you need, what you want, as if you're predictable. And some people maybe more than others. And I'm not trying to write off, habits or patterns, because sometimes, predictability, and sometimes people do have patterns, but what I'm saying is you know, I want to speak in a balanced way. I don't want to speak in too much of a black and white way. While people do have, sometimes when I go like this, it thinks that oh my gosh, I've never seen it do that before. Oh my gosh. I love these little serendipitous technology moments. It, to me, like, call this silly if you want, whatever, but I think it's like another just little blip of love. Like, okay, so I guess 2 thumbs up is the fireworks. But anyway, when I do a lot of videos like this on my laptop, and when I do different like hand shapes, I speak with my hands sometimes, it like makes shapes. And I think heart is like hearts. Yeah, I'm getting to know the system. Thumbs ups, fireworks. But sometimes I just do these things and I don't realize, and so it just happens, but it's, you know, very well timed. But anyway, patterns, predictability, whatever. Everyone, for the most part, has patterns. But what I'm saying is those patterns change, especially in people who are, you know, oriented towards growth and change and embrace the unfolding of who they are and what they are, whatever. And loving and caring. I partially define those words as being present, paying attention, and showing up to be of service to, you know, the best version of someone, you know. And I don't even want to say the words best version. I don't like that, actually. The most connected version, the most loved version. I think the best version of anyone is the version of them that is the most loved, you know? And it's hard to find. It's hard to find in the world, but God, like the creator of the universe, the omniscient presence of love, is the one place that I know that I can turn to, no matter how broken or in pain or in suffering or stuck or unclear I feel. No matter how I feel, I can be any way. I can show up fully. I can be myself. I can be surrendered. I can be vulnerable. I can open myself. I can let go of my guards in God's presence and discover this love that's waiting for me. And I've been doing that. And it's kind of sad to say, but, you know, such is the nature of life. People are not perfect. Doesn't mean that they're not trying. Doesn't mean that they don't have good intentions. Doesn't mean that they're not loving. But sometimes we go through the unimaginable and we need support from people, but we don't get it. And when I make these videos and I share these messages, my intention is to create an expression of the love that I connect with in my darkest depths, and to show people that you can be going through this and this and this and this, and you can think this and this and this and this, and you can do this and this and this and this, and you can feel this and this, and there is still room for you to be understood, to be embraced, to be loved. And I genuinely believe that it is possible to share this type of love in the flesh, because it comes from God first. It comes from God first. The love that you're looking for, the connection that you're looking for, you know, many people are able to express pieces of that. Some people more than others, you know, and those people are the people who you feel the safest with, who you feel the deepest connection with. And, you know, in my own language association mind, whatever, I see those particular people as the human versions who are most resembling your version of God's love. God's love is so unique, it's specific to every person. And for me, God's love is a type of love that brings me comfort, makes me feel validated and seen, empowers me, and supports me in the most unimaginable, painful, even shameful moments for me. And I'd like to think that a connection to this inner knowing, this unconditional love, it's unconditional love, is possible for everybody. And some people, swim around in the dark for years and years, and they're lost. They struggle to recognize the love of God. A lot of the time, I know for me, I had to go through so much before I actually discovered the love of God. And now, no matter what happens to me, I will be connected with love and peace and joy. Because that's been my trend for the last couple of months. This is a recent thing for me. My connection to God and to the love of God on an unconditional level is a recent thing for me. I haven't even been in this energy for more than a year. It's been only a few months. It's been over half a year, because June, July, I was really starting to plunge into that space. Yeah. You know what? But I have been, but it's just been not as full. It's grown. It's grown so much. I guess I believe that I've always been connected to God's love, but every experience, what I'm trying to say is the space between a painful experience where I feel like I lose myself and feeling connected and feeling like I'm integrating the love of God in that painful experience. The space between those two events is almost like nothing now. And that experience for me has been consistent for maybe 4 to 6 months. And another way of explaining that is that my faith is strong. And knock on air wood, I don't know how I would be. I don't know if my faith would be as strong if I was in a different circumstance. I don't know, how consistent this feeling would be in a different set of circumstances. And I can't know. But I do have this time now. I have had this time now to strengthen this within me. And I'm really in this mode of prayer. And when I say in this mode of prayer, I mean connected to the feeling of the love of God. And that's a prayer. Feelings are prayers. And they're prayers because they're experiences that we literally, physically, energetically vibrate outward. And those vibrations meet like vibrations. And that is how prayer works. It's quantum science. We emit waves, and those waves can be measured in distance and length and height. And I don't know if waves are spirals. I think waves are spirals. I don't know, but they have particular signatures, shapes. And so when they travel through space and they penetrate the third dimension, they go through everything. These energetic, emotional waves, they penetrate the third dimension. And they meet waves that are the same shape, and those waves create, I think, like a quantum entanglement, and they become connected. So the thing that's matching your frequency becomes connected to you. So in the future, the things that you are in prayer about now, whether you're conscious or not, you are actively creating your future. You are emitting a frequency that is drawing in what is a match. You know what I mean? So in that case, if that's how it works, then why not test, like experiment, and see how much you can love yourself, and see how much fun and pleasure you can find in your own suffering, in your own pain. And this is getting into kind of like existential kink territory. If you don't know that book, I haven't read it, but my understanding, that's like one of the core concepts. It's by Carolyn Elliott, who I think goes by Carolyn Lovewell now. And it's an incredible, powerful, empowering book. And if you struggle with shame or feeling like you're repeating the same cycles and attracting the same relationships over and over, or whatever, then it can be a really, really empowering book to help suck you out of there, and put you in the throne of your creation, of your universe, and give you the tools that you need to create your reality by design, because you have the keys, you have the power. The keys to the kingdom of heaven are within, and that's basically what that means. So, I could say a million different words, I could say so many more words, but I wanted to just give you some encouragement in human to human form, even though there's a separation by the video screen, but it's also a form of connection, the video screen. We're connected through a video screen, I'd like to think. And of course, you're not physically standing here in front of me, but, I'm here, we're here. But yeah, I just wanted to share this love, and, no one was ever ashamed into changing. Like, shame is not the thing that catalyzes change. It can catalyze change because it can point out, where we are doing things that we don't want to be doing. Sometimes shame is what's needed to inform us of how we want to behave. But I believe that shame is not something that is an effective tool to rely on when it comes to changing, because shame only perpetuates this feeling of I'm bad, I'm wrong, I can't do anything right, I'm not doing anything right. So, first start with loving and embracing yourself, and I swear, when you feel that, when you connect with that, it will give you energy. It will make you feel normal, validated, empowered, excited. That's like a byproduct of loving yourself. You feel good about yourself when you love yourself. And when you feel good, you do good. When you feel good, it's like you get the strength and the energy just out of nowhere to actually take care of yourself, to eat well, to go in nature, to move your body, to nurture your relationships. You get full, you get filled with love, and you have this overflow, this excess that you can create with. So please start today and love yourself. And this is what self-love is. Self-love is, it doesn't come from the self, it comes from God. Honestly. You know what I mean? Like, how can a self love itself when that self is the thing that needs love? I don't know. Language, whatever. This is just semantics, I guess. But the way I use language, the way that I understand all these terms and concepts and everything, it's like what makes the most sense to me is that God is the source of unconditional love, not the self. Not the self. We can learn to adapt godlike qualities, loving qualities, energetic, generous, full qualities. We can learn to imbibe those things and take on those aspects into our self. But the self is not the source. It's not the source. God is the source. And that's why God needs to be at the center of everything. Because if we're relying on each other and relying on ourselves, we're human. We're not God. We're human. You know what I mean? So I hope that this is just illuminating my testament to you, to what is possible through your pain, through your suffering. I want you to feel love. I want you to connect with unconditional love. And I hope that whoever this needed to reach, it reaches. And yeah, I'm sending lots of love. One more. Yay. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.